What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Crystal, and I am back with another review. But this time, I'm going back in time for Throwback Thursday Movie Edition. I got this idea for being on the phone with a friend the other day, and we were just talking about old films and laughing. And I thought I'd bring it to YouTube and see if you guys would like this idea too. I hope you do. So today, I'm going to be reviewing a Black cinema classic, Soul Food, the 1997 film written and directed by George Tillman Jr. He was an up-and-coming director at the time, from what Vanessa Williams says, and he is responsible for allowing that iconic line that Teri says in the movie, just fly. It wasn't on the page or anything. And she said that's what she loved about working with George, because he kind of allowed the actors to be themselves and just kind of improv in that kitchen scene, but we'll get to that later. So, once again, Soul Food is a cult classic in the Black community. We all love the characters. Mama Joe, of course, who was the matriarch of the family. Vanessa Williams, who played the Teri Joseph. Maxine, played by Vivica Fox. Mekhi Phifer played Lynn Van Adams. Bird was played by Nia Long, amongst of other people. But I am here today to give Teri Joseph her flowers. At the time this film was released, I was 11 years old. And in all the Black families, I think Teri was put out there as a villain, that she was just unreasonable, she was judgmental, she was just the bossy sister. But looking back now as an adult, I am 36, Teri really deserved better. The Joseph family, trash. And I'm here to let the people know. So I'm gonna play a couple of clips, I believe about 5 of them. Hopefully the video doesn't freeze. If it does, just give me a little bit of grace, you know, AT&T internet. But I'm going to be reacting to some of the scenes just to show you guys that Teri was dealt a really bad hand in this movie, and she was not the villain. I have strong beliefs that Maxine, Bird, Lim, and even Ahmad, oh yes, little Ahmad was a villain, and I'm here to tell you why. So the film opens at a wedding, and it is Bird's wedding. She is getting married to a gentleman named Lynn Van Adams, who was played by Mekhi Phifer, as I've said. Now, Lynn, is unemployed, and he's an ex-con. Exactly, yeah. So, you know, she made a good choice in a man, I guess. So it starts off with their wedding, and I'm just gonna show you just a little clip so you can see the family dynamic off rip from just this opening scene here. So it is the scene where Teri and Maxine are in the bathroom, and they just told Bird that her husband is out there dancing with his ex. So she storms out, and then they have a little bit of a conversation. So just check this out while I react.
That's what she get, dragging somebody in who ain't got nothing and putting him off on Santa.
It's not my family, put it off on me. I'm the one who paid for this wedding.
Terry, we always gotta let everybody know you pay for everything.
Because I do. It's true. That's who Teri Joseph is. So we automatically know, well, Teri's probably the successful one in the family. She's a lawyer. She is paid for the wedding, and that wedding looked lit. Okay, you got drinks, you got dancing. It's in a big hall, it looks like. The dresses are beautiful, the tuxes, the suits, all of that. So we automatically see there's a little bit of friction with the sisters, just a little bit. But I also want to discuss, why is it a problem for a older sister to be a little bit bossy, right? If she is the one in the family making the money, she is the responsible one, you all come to her for advice, for money, for whatever you need, why is that a bad thing? Now, should she have been throwing it in their faces? Maybe not. But sometimes I felt they didn't appreciate her. So when they didn't, she would throw her money in their face. And I get that. I'm not saying it's right, but I understand. So I want to go on to the next scene, which is the first Sunday dinner that we see from the family. Every Sunday, this family gets together. They eat their good old mac and cheese, the yams, the ham, the turkey, biscuits, all of the things, right? And we see that Bird tries to offer to cook, but they like, no. no, sis, you can't cook. Oh no. But we see that Maxine and Terry are in the kitchen with Mama Joe. Mama Joe actually burns her arm, and they ask about insulin. So we're like, oh man, Mama Joe got the sugar beaties. Oh no, Mama Joe. Mama Joe's got the sugar beaties. So she's ailing, and they're trying to get her to take better care of herself, of course. But sometimes our parents, as they get older, they become our children, right? Um, and she doesn't want to go to the doctor, and they're like, you need to go. But she wraps her bandage up and she proceeds with dinner. So the preacher is there, and I forgot his name, but the preacher says this long prayer. And he says something like, we thank you, God, for the delicious legs under the table. But he meant over the table. And the women look up like, wow. All right. So the pastor is already, looking in on the women, that's normal, right? So all this beautiful food, I felt like in this movie was another character. It's where everybody communes. We all bond over food, right? I love to eat, you love to eat, I'm sure. So that is where especially Black families just bond and communicate and sometimes fight. So then as dinner goes on, they proceed to discuss some things, and then Terry and Max begin to fight again. Now, I'm not going to say I enjoyed it, but it was kind of funny. I'm sorry, it was kind of funny. And Terry ends up saying a line like, you talking about I can't cook. I've been cooking longer than you've been alive. And Max says cornbread. And Terry's like, cornbread is my specialty. I'm sorry, it's hilarious. And Bird's just, Bird is the baby of the family, right? So she doesn't say much. But then they go into this flashback, and we see why Terry and Max may have had some tension from back in the day. So I want to play this for you guys. Scene that kind of starts it all, why you see the sisters may have a little bit of tension, and it all started in high school. Now, mind you, this is after the skating part. Kidding.
I'm so dead right out from underneath on Terry's nose.
Right underneath.
22.
The rolling down of the window. Uh-oh. So yeah, so we see now the sisters where their tension might have started, right? It started where Kenny, who is Maxine's current husband, was dating Terry in high school, and she just stole him right from underneath her. So Maxine was a little thotty back in the day, right? And it all started at that point. Now I want to move to where Mother Joe gets really ill. So they take her to the doctor, and they find out that Mother Joe blood in her leg is not circulating. So the doctor recommends amputation, and she doesn't want to deal with it. Of course, nobody wants to remove a limb, right? But the sisters are like, you have to, Max is like, you haven't been watching what you eat. She's like, you have to. And ultimately she does. After a while, she decides to do it. But she goes into a coma. And that's really when the family, I think, starts to just, it was already some tension before that, of course, but when your matriarch of the family is like that thing that's been holding y'all together barely, she gets ill, goes into the hospital. Now, like, who do we have to lean on, right? So all of them are really grieving. She's in a coma, and now we're going to proceed to the hospital scene and another fight between Max and Terry. And this time they are arguing over Sunday dinner and whether or not to have it.
I still have to grocery shop for dinner tomorrow.
Max, surely you don't expect to have Sunday dinner tomorrow.
Why not?
Jesus, his mother is in a coma.
True.
Maybe we
No,
should.
no, no, no. I'm not gonna let her ruin a 40-year family tradition.
Tradition?
Uh-oh.
Yes,
Uh-oh.
tradition.
Don't you tell me about tradition. I am the oldest one. I am the responsible one. I'm the one who graduated from law school.
She did.
You're the one that dropped out when you were 19.
Oh.
So what about your jealousy, Max?
You guys stop.
All right. Let's just take a vote.
Oh, here
That's a
come
good idea.
Bird.
Let's take a vote.
Everybody want to be on Congress and vote. Okay.
Let's vote. Hands in the air for all those who don't want to have Sunday dinner tomorrow.
Everybody on mute.
All right. Hands in the air for all those who want to be sitting in front of some chitlins, black-eyed peas, greens, some fried chicken, macaroni and
That do
cheese,
sound good.
and egg pie.
Of course,
Don't
Kenny.
you disrespect my mama like she's already dead.
Woo.
Yo, mama.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Teri, you get on my foot.
Uh-oh. And we knows what happens next, right? Max and Teri go at it. Max storms out with Kenny and the kids, and it's just a whole mess. The family is, yeah, it's pretty much torn apart because Bird ends up cooking the family dinner at the house a few days later, and nobody shows up. And the food is disgusting. Oh, the Reverend shows up, of course, because, you know, he's looking for the delicious legs under the table. So, of course, he's there. But, yeah, no one shows up. It's awkward in the family. And then during this time, in the meantime, Faith, their cousin, their thought cousin, has moved in with Teri, of course. And so it's tension there. Like, even in Teri's own home, she has to take in a cousin that she doesn't trust. And because Max said earlier in the film, like, you know, she can stay with you because she ain't staying with me, Kenny, and the kids. Why not, sis? So you gonna pawn her off on me? Oh, okay. Like, nobody trusts this cousin. She came out of nowhere. What is she doing here? She's a dancer. Nobody's seen her in years, but you gonna put her off in my nice house with my husband. Okay. Yeah, we see how great that will turn out. So the family is ripped apart at, at this point, of course, is tension, is more tension. Mother Joe is still not doing well in the hospital, of course. But they're still going along. Now, during this time, Faith and Miles, who is Teri's husband, played by Michael Beach. And let me tell you about Michael Beach. Michael Beach has been a trash husband for some time now. We all remember him from Wait to Exhale. Bernadine had to burn his car up with his clothes. I mean, rightfully so, right? He left her on New Year's Eve. So, hey, you get your car burned up. I get it. I'm not saying I would do it. Never would I commit arson, but I understood Bernadine. So Michael Beach has been playing a trash husband for some time. And he did the same thing to Teri. But Teri's a lawyer, so she couldn't burn his stuff up. But if she could, I'm sure she would have. So we're going to fast forward to the anniversary, right? Max and Kenny are celebrating how many ever years, 15 years, 20, I don't know. Whenever she stole him from Teri. And they're partying, right? At the house, they're having a good old time and everybody is going through it. But the family doesn't know that Teri has just physically seen her husband, Miles, and Faith getting it on at the house. Her and Ahmad came back early from some event and she caught them. They didn't see her, but she watches from afar and she's hurt. And she immediately leaves the house, of course, and goes over to the anniversary party. And Ahmad wanted to know, why are we leaving and things like that. She's like, just shut up and let's just go. But all night she's in the kitchen crying, and she's trying to hold it together, but she's on ready. She's hurt, but she's on ready. She is just waiting for the right moment to let the chopper sing on her family, right? And what I think is so disgusting about Cousin Faith is, like, you show up to this anniversary party after you have just had sex with your cousin's man. And you're just dancing like nothing's going on. Miles is there drinking his stupid Kool-Aid and he looking guilty. He's not even like looking at Teri in her eyes. He's like side-eyeing her. And she's just on ready, arms folded, like, what's up? So she's in the kitchen by herself. And they come into the kitchen and they're ready to have a conversation about the house because Mother Joe has all these hospital bills that have been, you know, piling up, piling up. How are we going to pay for this? At that time, I'm not sure about what happened with Mother Joe's insurance. Of course, insurance companies is always trying to find out a way to not pay for something. So that's what Max had came into the kitchen to talk about.
I'm selling the house.
You're not selling the house.
I am the guardian of her estate. That means I make the decisions.
Come on now, Terry, listen to what they're saying.
This
right?
guy.
Your mama worked hard to keep that house in the family for everyone, for you and your
Oh,
family.
fuck the family. The family, I let the family in my house. You know what? The family fucked my husband. Yeah, Faith fucked my husband.
Oh. Terry.
And what are you gonna say, huh?
Yeah, what you got to say, Miles?
Talk about
Can we talk about what? Fuck you.
Pull the knife out, Terry. Get him, girl. I would have let Terry stab Faith. I wouldn't have stopped a thing. I'm sorry, YouTube. I would have let Terry poke somebody up in there because that was wrong. That was the ultimate betrayal. You allow your thought cousin to come stay in your house when she was going through her thing, and she gonna screw your husband. And then y'all gonna all attack me in this kitchen and talking about family? Well, let's see. Okay. My sister stole my man in high school. Okay. I loaned Bird some money for her salon. She hasn't paid that back. Yep. Okay. Her husband put his hands on her. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have called them to beat him up, but hey, my sister's in pain. So I called some relatives to get him beat up and he went to jail. Okay. I did that for you, sis. And now we're in this kitchen. I'm giving you a solution about selling Mama Joe's house because that's the only way to pay for these bills because Terry has paid for literally everything else in the family, but that's not good enough. Oh, let Terry and Miles pay for everything and then we pay y'all back in installments. I don't believe you would have paid your sister back anything, Max. You don't have any money, sis. You just had your third baby. So Terry came up with a viable option. Yo, we got to sell the house. No. Got to put Uncle Pete in the home. Oh, I guess she's supposed to take in Uncle Pete too. She took in Faith, who slept with her man. Okay, Uncle Pete, he got to go somewhere because neither one of y'all are offering to take Uncle Pete. So yeah, he's got to go in the home. Okay, that's maybe messed up, but it is what it is. What are y'all going to do? Y'all not offering no solutions. You just want to put everything on Teri Joseph's shoulders because she's a rich lawyer. Wow. And on top of that, I just saw my husband screwing my cousin. Yeah, F the family. Every now and again, F the family. Like, let's have a conversation about family. No one will break your heart like them. I'm just saying. And then they're going to stop her. Oh, no, give me the knife. Child. I would have been like, not my business. She would have bailed herself out. She had the bail money. Let her poke Faith up. I'm just saying. All right. God is still working on me, y'all. Don't judge me. I'm just saying they had no other options but to always use Terry's money. Automatically Terry's money. She said that in the beginning. She's always an ATM for the family. There's a time when that has to stop. They all ganged up on her. She's going through some things. F the family. And you still won't let me stab a little bit? So, of course, family's in shambles. Next scene, Ahmad goes to the hospital. Mother Joe wakes up and she's feeling this thing like the family's in shambles. He's like, yep. Then she coughs, she dies. Oh, rest in peace, Mama Joe. I remember we was all crying when Mother Joe left. But, we kind of knew what was going to happen when she went in that coma. So Mother Joe dies. They're at the funeral. It's really sad. And the next scene is the house is up for sale. Terry had to make the executive decision because she is over the estate. It is what it is. No one else in the family is responsible. These are the facts, right? So Maxine ends up finding Uncle Pete. He comes out of his room and he's thinking that she's Mother Joe. And she's like, no, I'm Mother Joe's daughter. I'm Max, but I'm going to take care of you. And I guess she got all big and bold. So now she done called a meeting to a cafe, child. Okay. So we're going to go to this cafe and we gonna set our sister up for another time because she's going through it. And we'll see what happens, right? This is when I was like, you know what?
Look,
Teri should let the chopper sing.
What's happened between you and Miles. I understand.
You're taking it out on the whole family, and that's not right.
Sorry.
Sorry.
We're gonna stop the sale of Mom's house. So I went to Kenny's lawyer and I drew up a motion.
When did Max get a lawyer?
To cease and desist. Sorry.
Ooh. Passive aggressive.
Okay. I'm sorry too.
Well, Teri, don't leave.
What you want her to do? Stay there and get abused more? I am so sick of people. How dare you? What did you want her to do? Stay there so she can put hands on you? She already put hands on you in high school. She should have done it again. This was so nasty to me because you went behind her back to stop something that was going to help the family. I know, okay, y'all grew up in the house that has all these memories, but there is no one else to pay the bills, period. There are all these bills. Who's gonna pay? Bird has $0 because she, you know what I'm saying? She has nothing. Her husband's in jail due to his own fault. Yeah, maybe Teri shouldn't have put him there, but hey, whatever. He had a gun. What do you want me to do? Max, you just had your third baby, and Kenny works at a mechanic place. When did Kenny get a lawyer? That's what I want to know. You went behind your sister's back and got this imaginary lawyer, and you just drew up this motion to stop the sale. Wow, that's nasty. And you mad because she walked out? You couldn't even order her no tea or hot chocolate. You sitting there drinking your little tea and Bird, and she's just sitting there like, dang, y'all could have ordered me something. It's the least you could do. You called me here. And you can't tell someone else how to grieve. Well, I know you're mad at the world, but you're taking it out on the whole family. And that's not right. Okay, if this was Kenny, girl, bye, stop it. Stop it. Teri, I'm here for you, sis. You walked out of there mad. I know you was like, dang, my family really ain't got my back. After I done paid for this chick salon, if it wasn't for Teri Joseph, Bird Van Adams would have been doing hair out of her mama's kitchen. And she gets no credit for that. Well, the next scene, Teri has a change of heart because, God was working on her. She gets Lim out of jail. And then here comes Ahmad, right? He's all sad because he's like, I want a Sunday dinner. And the family hasn't talked. So he lies and lies to everyone in the family about Mother Joe leaving some money in her room or what to Ahmad, and he's going to split it with the whole family. So they're all at this house now for Sunday dinner because, Max stopped the sale. So they're all there. It's awkward because Miles shows up. Like, who invited him? Oh, Ahmad, of course. Villain, why would you invite your uncle? You overheard. You saw how your auntie was about to stab your cousin. You're a villain too. You're not loyal. Why would you invite this man to Sunday dinner, Ahmad? And then you're so surprised when they don't speak. Okay, I'm sick of y'all. I'm so sick of y'all. So he shows up and everybody's like, Miles, the dinner's almost ready. You can have a seat. Whose side are y'all on? Wow. With family like that, who needs enemies, right? Who needs enemies? That's not just the ex that y'all just broke up and he may have broke your heart. Like, that's the ex that slept with y'all cousin. Like, and he was invited to eat. Like, what are we doing? So the dinner's super awkward. All you can just hear is people chewing. And then Lim, oh yeah, because she got Lim out of jail. He shows up. Bird still hasn't told him that she's pregnant. You know, that's the secret at the table or whatever. And so then he's like, yeah, they called her brother back to work. And they're like, good, good, good. And they was like, how'd you get out of jail? He was like, somebody called somebody. And then Teri speaks up. Actually, I called to make a favor. And then he's like, it's because of you. I spent weeks in jail. She was like, no, it's because of you. Now you can take care of your pregnant wife. I was like, whoop. And then all hell breaks loose. What is it about Black families and Sunday dinner? Like, everything always goes down at the Sunday dinner in these films. And I love it. I love it. But Teri still didn't let the chopper fly. She could have. She had stuff on everybody at that table, and she didn't. She was still giving people grace, even though they didn't give her any, I feel like. So anyway, after that, they're arguing and arguing and arguing. And then Bird says, what you need to be worried about is why your husband is sleeping with her. I was like, oh, really, Bird? After she gave you money, I'm just gonna always go back here. She gave you money for your salon, sis. You would not be a business owner without Teri Joseph. And you gonna do that? Wow. And then Miles' old stupid self gonna say, well, at first Teri was like, so is that it? Because I didn't take care of you. We used to have so much fun. So you sleep with my cousin? You sleep with my cousin because we weren't having fun? Like, what? Men, why? That's just like a man. Like, what? We used to have so much fun, so I just slept with your cousin because I just needed some fun. What? How? Teri should have picked up another knife after that. Like, I'm about to finish the job. And Faith is on mute this whole time. She trying to get up and go, and Mac's like, no, we're gonna deal with this. No, let her go. Bye. She hasn't been doing anything since she got back. I'm sure she didn't pay Teri no type of rent. She hasn't done anything but cause trouble, like Teri said. But, you know, you put her in her house, so. And then, you know, then we come to this scene where it's revealed that Ahmad lied about this whole thing. And then the family is going to deal with this. And Ahmad cries, of course, because, you know, that's what Ahmad does.
Good luck with Mother Joe's money.
Mother Joe's money?
Yeah, but what
What are
money?
you talking about?
Supposedly, Mama has some large amount of money stashed someplace in the house that she was saving for Ahmad, and that's why we're all here.
This little liar. You caught.
Ahmad, get in here
Mm-mm.
right now.
Yep.
Ahmad, where's this money the Mother Joe supposedly left you?
Yeah, Ahmad.
There isn't any money.
Mm.
I made it all up.
What? You made it
Why
up.
would you lie like that?
Ahmad, what have I told you about lying? It's all y'all's fault.
Oh, here come the waterworks.
Y'all messed up the family. Can't you see that?
He was coming for his Kids' Choice Award right here.
Big Mama wanted me to get everyone together for a Sunday dinner. But I didn't know how to do that
Oh,
because all y'all do is fight.
all y'all do is fight.
So I lied. Lied about the money so you come. We get family again.
Teri, like, it ain't my fault.
Y'all know that's what Big Mama wanted.
Oh, God. And the Kids' Choice Award goes to... cry me a river, boy. I mean, he made valid points, but it's not Teri's fault. None of these, to me, arguments were Teri's fault. It was jealousy to me from Maxine. Bird never standing up for her sister. She just always wanted to remain neutral. And that just, you know, whatever. I just think everybody was just on Teri for whatever reason, and it's weird. But after this scene, the kitchen's on fire because his stupid self left the towel after Big Mama told him early in the movie, never put towels on the stove, you'll burn the house down, and he almost did. But then Uncle Pete walks in with this load of cash in his room. Like, was Uncle Pete like a drug dealer in his former life? Like, where'd this cash come from? Because I have questions, but whatever. They say he got it from, the carpentry, they owned the cleaners or something, but I don't know. Was Uncle Pete selling that stuff back in the day? Uncle Pete, were you a doughboy? Anyway, so Uncle Pete comes out with the suitcase full of cash and all is well, right? The family gets together and they play the beautiful song at the end by, I think it's Boys to Men. And, everybody's good. But to me, I would have taken my portion of those fees if I was Terry and left that stupid family. I would have divorced Miles, took half of his cash, because, he tried to be Quincy Jones. And yeah, like anyway. All right, you want to be Quincy Jones? I divorce you. I'm taking half of your cash and I'm out of here. I'm going to go buy me a new family. That's what I would have done if I was Teri Joseph. But, she's a good person. She stayed around. And then we had 5 great seasons of Soul Food, the TV show. I'm not sure if y'all knew that, but that TV show was amazing. And that was produced by Tracy Edmonds as well. So thank you so much for watching. I am here to give Teri Joseph her flowers. She deserved better than the Joseph family. They deserve to give her 1,000 apologies. Vanessa Williams, I'm here for you, sis. You played Teri Joseph. You are not the villain. You are the angel, and they are the villain, and you deserve better. Thank you all so much for watching once again. Like, subscribe, share. Let me know what next movie from the 80s or 90s you want me to review next. Till next time, bye.